Welcome to another episode of the Little Dexter Homestead, where we come to you to share that which the Lord has given unto us. This week's episode, we are making mozzarella cheese.
Yes. So here we have our milk. So this is a good thing. We have our milk here, fresh milk from the cow, and then it's a few days old. We had to accumulate it a little bit because she's not giving much milk lately, but here it is. And then you will need some citric acid, some Rennet, and also a thermometer, and you'll need some measuring cups and some spoons, measuring spoons, and some gloves, and obviously a container. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pour the 1 gallon of milk into our pot right in here. Trevor, would you mind to have the honor? There you go. This is everything together, the fat and everything. Thank you. Okay, so once we poured our milk into our pot, we're gonna make it go up to 55 Fahrenheit, and we're gonna gently stir, and you have to constantly watch it with your thermometer because it comes very quickly, and because it's fatty, once it gets to that number, you have to really act quickly. So let's wait till it gets to 55, and then we'll add the citric acid and we'll keep on going.
So now that our milk has reached our 55 degrees Fahrenheit, we are going to be adding the citric acid
Mixture.
Yes, so we take half a cup of non-chlorinated water. So if you live in the city and you use their system water, you'll need to go to the store, buy yourself some bottled water or such. So that way you don't have the chlorine, which will kill bacteria, so that's not good. Now we're going to take 1.5 teaspoons of the citric acid powder and add it to our water. There's one. And a half.
Simply mix it until it dilutes pretty quickly.
And it will continue to dissolve if it needs to, since we'll have warm milk here soon enough as well.
That's it. So when you put that, you just pour it in, and then you just gently do up and down motion with you don't stir too much. I'm just gonna make it all in there. Okay, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna make it go up to 88 Fahrenheit. So we're gonna again start our stove to about medium, and then we're going to monitor with our thermometer up until 88 Fahrenheit.
So for the rennet, for our particular single strength rennet, we are going to use 1/2 teaspoon of rennet in 4 tablespoons of non-chlorinated water. So I've gone ahead and already prepared 4 tablespoons of water. Now we will do the rennet.
It's always good to be 2, simply because it's not complicated to make cheese, but a little bit. And when you're 2, it just helps the process to go smoother and not to skip or do something too quickly. So now we're at 88. I'm just going to remove it from the stove here, and I'm going to wait for that rennet. Okay. So once we put the rennet in, we're gonna stir it a little bit. And we're gonna make it go up to 105 Fahrenheit. And we'll go, let's just do that step because otherwise it's difficult to remember everything. So now what we're trying to do is to reach 105 Fahrenheit. Okay, so I got it to 105 Fahrenheit and now I'm just placing the cover on top and we're gonna let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. And we're gonna come back to it after. Now that it's starting to form a little, how would you say that, Trevor?
Curd?
Yeah, the curds, exactly, the cheese curds. So this is Himalayan salt, so I just put the salt. Okay, so now we're in the process, so now we're trying to make it warm enough so that, first I did those like feast ball size. So I did 4 of them. And now it's really warm in there. And we're gonna bring it to 175 degrees Fahrenheit, just because this is gonna help us to make the cheese stretch. This is what we wanna do, but first we have to prepare them. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just twist it and fold it over and just making a ball again. Then I'm gonna do that to all of them. So I'm gonna do that, and at the same time we're removing some of the whey. Okay. We don't want to make it boil. So maybe I'll just, yeah, it's enough. And the cheese has to melt. Also melt and stretch.
Okay, you're on.
So now we have our cheese. It's really hot. It's really hot, but we want to stretch it and then bring it back like that. It's nice ball of cheese.
That looks like mozzarella to me.
Yeah. And I'm gonna take another one. I'm gonna do the same thing, and it's really hot. That's why I have those gloves, but I could use bigger gloves than that, but that's okay. Again, I'm gonna stretch it. Whew.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah. We have this. I'm gonna put it back as a ball, like a feast size about. I'm gonna put it back in. To make anything with milk, I think, is an art. How many times in the Bible it says with milk and honey, you know, and it's something. Let's see how far I can stretch this one. It's really warm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There. Again, there's many, like, just little tweak in making mozzarella that can be different. We're gonna try and make the instruction down in the link below quite obvious, like easy to do, hopefully. It's not, it's an art, like I say. Not everybody can do that. Really, it's patience to have as well, because sometimes it seems like you're gonna miss it and you're gonna have to feed your pigs or your chicken with your recipe, but really it's to have some patience. And like I said, if you can be two making it, like, it's a blessing if I can have my husband to help me with this. That way it just goes smoother and easier, and yeah. So that's a nice ball of cheese that we're gonna see. When I start to stretch it and it breaks, it's because it needs to go back to warm. So I'm just gonna put it back, make it as a ball. All right, so I did the 4 of them. I'm just gonna make it as a nice ball, all of them, and then we're gonna put it into cold water. So now this is our very cold water that we're gonna put it in. And once it's gonna be nice, and I'm gonna try and make a nice ball of water, ball of cheese before I put it in, because it's gonna take that form of whatever we're gonna put in there. Okay, so here's one, put it in, and then so how cold, people might wonder how cold to put the water. What we did is that we took very cold water from the tap, and then we've added some ice cube, and the ice cube actually melted, but now the water is cold enough to, you don't want ice cube in there, you pretty much just want very cold water. And there we go. So we have our four ball of cheese in there. I know it's hard to see, but they're all in here, and they're getting harder, and shortly it's going to be all done, and we're going to taste it for you. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoy. I know it's easy to make cheese, but yet not so easy. There is an art into this, and give yourself you know, time to learn, patience, but once you do it, it's very fun to do, and the taste of it is very good. So hope you enjoy, and we'll see you next time. It's really good. This is real cheese.
Good texture, squeaky.
Mm-hmm.
We know what went into it.
Yeah.
So
Pretty good.
worth
Yeah.
it. Tasty.
Really. Mm-hmm.
Very good job, my love.
No, thank you. You were a good help to me.
Well, that's it for this episode of a little how-to with the Little Dexter Homestead, making homemade mozzarella cheese using milk from your own cow.
Yes.
Very satisfying.
Mm-hmm. Tastes very good.
It does.
Thank you.